Hello. Today I am doing a natal chart for Joe Biden. And here is this chart. Let's see if I can get all that in the camera. Okay. And I haven't looked at Joe Biden's natal chart before, and I'm kind of sad to say that really my truth is that I just wasn't that interested in Joe Biden. I voted for him. But he didn't really grab me, to be honest with you. So I voted for him out of kind of a sense of what else is there to do, because really we get two senile old men to vote for, and we call that good. Anyway, but I have to say, I'm glad that I have his natal chart in front of me, because I'm finding it somehow just a bit more than I planned on. And I think that is a good thing. And I'm almost wondering, in my own mind, why didn't I even consider him in a fair way? I don't know why I didn't. I can't say for sure, but I know that I didn't. I complained to my husband about him. My vote was complicated. It wasn't. I don't consider the other person to be a reasonable candidate because he's just so unhealthy. He's so toxic. So for me, that's just how it appears. So my conscience says that of the two, that Biden was the better option. And I think that in his natal chart now, I'm going to go into, I'm finding myself deeply relieved. And so I find it rather a joy to share this particular reading with you, because I just wasn't expecting this. I wasn't expecting to find there were things about Joe Biden that I could maybe like. So let me explain. Let's just put the chart or the laptop down. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the chart off to the side, and I will go ahead and I'm going to use Spellcaster Deck, and I'm going to select my 14 cards, and 12 cards, because I'm doing this as a chart type of reading, and I've got quite a bit of information in the chart itself. So please tell me, tarot cards, as we unfold Joe Biden's natal chart, what it is that we can know about him, assist us in understanding who he is as our new president. And it is, I have to say, I am kind of pleased with what I'm seeing on his natal chart. I basically wasn't interested, and now I'm saying to myself, wow, that was a good thing we elected Joe Biden. So somehow or another, he is the right person. Now, I have some energetic concerns for Joe Biden. I'm just going to say this. I have a good deal. I'm going to throw out this extra card because it's just talking to me, but I have some concerns for Joe Biden, and I don't want to go into it too much because, I can be wrong about things, and if I'm wrong, I would just prefer to be wrong. So in this situation, I would prefer that. But Joe Biden, his natal chart is where I'm going, and I'm just using one arm. I know I've said it several times, but if anybody is wondering, I broke my other arm, and it is basically right now I have the cast off, but if I move it wrong, it is kind of painful. It's just sort of new to me. And here's the foundation of the reading. And I will say that although for a chart like this, I don't normally care to read the bottom of the card for this. This basically, I find this extremely comforting because all throughout the election, as the election was incoming, we were having a Saturn return, and basically during the election, Saturn featured largely, and that's a good thing because it prevented a lot of fraud, I do believe. I believe that there was an intention for quite a bit of fraud, and something didn't work out. And largely it's due to limitations that are within the system and the energy of Saturn. So let's just go ahead and bring over the chart. And I'll leave the one spare card off to the side because it really just has nothing to do with his chart. There was a couple of details now before I start. I'm starting. This is Sidereal Vedic Astrology Equal. And he has three elements in fire, 3 earth, 1 air, so he's very short on air, so it takes him a while to think through things. But he has a lot of water. He's water dominant, okay? So in that sense, he's going to be quite sensitive towards the collective, which is probably exactly what we need at this time. So as I start, I will start in the house of Aries, and he gets in the house of Aries his Venus in Scorpio, okay? He sees himself kind of in a sharp way. And Aries is going to be kind of like our earliest, most newest, most energetic energy. It is ruled by Mars. And he starts off right away with a conjunction. And although the conjunction goes from 12th to first house, it still factors largely in this reading. And so he's got a Sun conjunct Venus in Scorpio. And anywhere there's a conjunction, it's going to feature largely. He sees himself in a pleasant kind of a manner. But yet he is quite sharp and maybe even a bit critical of himself, okay? And he gets the 6 of Pentacles. At this time, he comes into this situation, and his very survival in this presidency is going to be to fix this really desperate situation that people are in. And I think that this speaks to the fact that he is going to create a financial, kind of, let's see, like the Heroes Act, but some kind of check to the people. That is his first act as president, which is kind of relieving because, right now we've been, other countries are providing for their people during this pandemic. And of course, in the United States, we're having to increase unemployment because our wages don't even cover the cost of rent for the average person. So we're really kind of on the wrong side of the financial equation in our country. And that is like the first thing up for Joe Biden. So like I said, I'm really very grateful that Joe Biden won. I was less than thrilled about him, but let's just unfold this story, because as it unfolds, I'm, right off the bat, he's going to dig in and look at the money situation for the survival of the people of the United States, and that is a very necessary thing in the second house. And that's going to be kind of like how we view our home, our resources, how we can pay for our lives, and basically we get the moon, a major arcana, and he gets the moon. He's going to be listening to us and our concerns. He is already listening now. He is going to be about some action. So we get, 1, he understands the desperateness for our survival, and 2, he's kind of coming in with a plan. He's already listening to us, okay, about our financial concerns, and we have them because we've been in a pandemic now, and really truly the only people who are actually benefiting financially at this time are probably the billionaires, and to me it's so utterly piggy that I can't even go there. But at a time of a pandemic, we need to be emptying our pockets for the good of all, not making money and trying to get rich. Or if you're already a billionaire, I mean, I don't get it. I just don't get it. And in our third house of information, the world is watching, and yes, it is. And we get the World card, and therein lies all things, all four seasons, all things therein is Biden. And notice this water dripping off the back of that feminine energy. Well, water is what Biden's got. So in some ways, the world card could be a representation of Biden and how the world sees him and us in the future. So, you know, I am concerned for Biden. He's 78 years old, but, you know, it is what it is, and he is the president. And in the fourth house of basically the moon, of how we listen, how our mother, how we care for. We get the Knight of Wands. We get this energy moving forward that says that that he is paying attention to the divine discontent that has taken. And wands, largely to me, are going to speak of things that we're not comfortable with. You know, they're action cards. They're not always, you know, Debbie Downer cards, but this one here, this Knight of Wands bringing in this information, and this fiery information at best. Yes, I mean, maybe that's him just taking the presidency, and wow, what a dilemma just to get, you know, to get crowned the president, you know, an election that he won. And in our fifth house, we have, that's children, brother, sister, how we relate. He gets the Devil. And, you know, and that is going to be very rapid transformation. I think that this is the Devil because really people are just really embattled, and we're divided, brother against sister, sister against brother. Now, I will say that, you know, my brother and I, you know, we don't have a lot of conversation. He voted for Trump, and he is quite adamant about Trump. And my dad voted for Trump, and he's quite adamant about Trump. I voted for Biden. I'm quite adamant that Trump, excuse me, is poorly suited to be president. So, you know, here we are, and I think this card represents that kind of energy, that division that we are all in right now. And basically we're hearing that, no, my president won. No, my president won. And, you know, so yes, we have this the Devil in the details in the fifth house, okay? In the sixth house of caregiving, he gets the moon in Aries, okay? And that kind of does talk to who he really kind of is. We have been kind of like, you know, the guy is kind of different, you know, like he sniffs heads, and, you know, just the way he goes about his energetic thing, okay? It's uncomfortable, okay? We all kind of feel funny about it. And maybe, you know, we could relax a little bit, because it turns out his moon is in Aries, okay? Which kind of means, and here we go, the genie's out of the bottle, and in the way he partners and he does things. Aries is a type of energy. Now, it can be partnership, you know, or the way, excuse me, his career, or, you know, how he does things. It's going to appear in some ways. Now, Aries moons can be we can be impatient. I'm an Aries moon. We can be impatient. We can be insistent. We can be demanding. We can be a lot of things. But one thing that we are really good at being is immature, and listening in an immature fashion. Now, I'm not going to say that he's an immature listener, because he gets the Nine of Cups in this house. I don't think he's an immature listener, but I do think that he listens differently, okay? And perhaps that's necessary as we move forward, and his career being one of the presidency that's in a complete shambles. I think it is a good thing, and you know, he shies away, he's private, he's compassionate, and he wants the details before he makes any kind of decisions. So in some ways, maybe Joe Biden will be exactly what this country needs. Now in the seventh house, now seventh house is partnerships, sixth house is careers. He gets the Eight of Wands. He's going to be doubling down and things are going to be coming in. And he's got some restriction. He's got Saturn with Uranus, he's got Saturn and Taurus. His limitations are going to be going to have to do with some of the new energy that's coming in. They're going to limit him. They're going to limit how he does his cabinet. There's going to be limitations for him, and there's going to be limits on unexpected surprises, which is good. He has Saturn in Taurus, and he has Uranus in Taurus. So Uranus, in some ways, is almost just kind of knocked out. I mean, I don't know that we're going to see a lot of like shifts or sudden and unexpected surprises from him because, well, I just don't think that that's really, I think he's quite stable, and I can tell you he's got 4 cardinal, 5 fixed, and 1 mutable, so he's not terribly mutable. He's a quite fixed human, okay? So this Eight of Wands. And then in the 8th house, we get the Star card. He has Jupiter in Cancer. And basically this card is hope. There is in our house of death, transformation, and taxes. And boy, do we need hope in that one because, well, you know, this last 4 years, basically, you know, our tax base got changed. We lost the ability to write off our real estate interest for the most part for people in a certain income bracket. And basically, it's been it's been dreary. It's been difficult, you know, and well, you know, for me, it's not all about the money, but money is what makes things function. And so, you know, this is hopeful in our death and our death, taxes, rebirth, transformations. Then in our 9th house, foreign, how we get along with others. We've got Pluto in Cancer. And Pluto is going to be the secrets, the things that we have maybe not been very, very clear about or honest about or something in this way. You know, Cancer is kind of going to be that place where mother, you know, where we go to get ministered to. The secrets in the 9th house, and you get a 2 of Cups. The relationships that we have to foreign governments and the secrets that they maintain is a 2 of Cups energy. Kind of a coming together and toasting of cups and seeing, well, where are we really? What can we do to move forward? And that's a kind of a nice energy to see. The North Node in Leo, we get the Fool in the 10th house of government, where he is, in fact, starting a new journey. And the North Node is kind of, what is your destiny? What are you meant to come in and do? Well, he's meant to come in and be a king. He's meant to come in and shine, according to the 10th house. And here is his card, the Fool. He's stepping out and beginning his new journey. And the 11th house we have of the mystic, the spirituality. We have Justice. He's coming in to bring some green heart chakra justice to the White House. And he has, and I say that because he's got Neptune in Scorpio in the 11th house, and Neptune is going to be the collective energy, and, oh, excuse me, not Scorpio, Virgo. And the collective energy is going to be, in Virgo, he is going to be very thoughtful about the collective energies, about the spiritual aspects that he's going to be quite thorough. And again, we get this green energy, this Justice card, and I'm focused on it because, well, you know, what do we need? We need some heart energy. We need somebody who comes in and has compassion. Will he go after Trump and want justice for the people? I doubt it. I don't, he doesn't have that kind of energy. So but I don't know. In our 12th house, he has Mars in Libra, so he's looking to shoot out from the start to the collective, something aggressively more fair, and that is good. And his Mercury is in Scorpio, so that means that his way he thinks is going to be kind of deep, sharp, to the point, deeply thoughtful. He conjuncts Mercury, Sun, Venus, which means how he sees himself is going to be, he sees himself as an intellectual. He takes a good deal of time to think things through. The orb between the Sun and Venus is one, basically just a tiny bit more than one, in Scorpio. And so basically how he sees himself is as he sees himself in a sharp, he's got good self-esteem, okay, which is good, because we don't really need a president with low self-esteem. I think we just had that. And what we get in this regard then is the Magician. He's going to pull things off that we don't see coming. And I think that this card could be just the Joe Biden card, because in a lot of ways, I didn't see him winning the way he was going about his campaign. It was just kind of slow and not terribly aggressive and extremely different, but in some ways functional. It worked, and the way he does things isn't going to be traditional. We've already seen that. He doesn't strike me as, he is different. Okay, I'm different. I mean, so I can recognize, I spotted, I got it, right? Okay, and what is coming for us, and this is very comforting. We are going to be moving on to calmer waters. Things are going to start to kind of improve for us. So with that, please do hit the like, share, and subscribe button. And please do join me on www.twiggie.com, where myself and Pearl Rowland can provide you with various types of readings. And we now have numerology available as reports, and also Pearl does numerology readings. She does ceromancy and tarot readings. I do tarot and astrology. And with that, I thank you for joining me here today.